Have you ever pondered over your life and thought to yourself, I have made some questionable and or terrible decisions in my lifetime? All of a sudden, you begin to feel that looming sense of dread come creeping in. And at that very moment, you knew that you had to drastically alter your thought process, also known as your life. And with that assessment, looked at yourself in the bathroom mirror, disgusted, and said, I know there has to be more to life than just this here. I am pretty sure that I am not the only one that has worked through this introspection phase. Now, I ask you these questions because these are some of the very same questions that I had to answer for myself, which is precisely the reason why and how I'm standing before you today. That one day of truly analyzing my life actually changed the trajectory of it in the most unimaginable way possible. And it helped me to begin my self healing journey, one which left me feeling amazing, looking more vibrant and stunning, feeling absolutely abundant, lively, and flat out getting his ass back for life. And I am pretty sure if your answers to those questions were anything similar to mine, then you just might be on a self healing journey as well. However, sometime after the initial stage of my journey, I began to ask myself some fundamental questions, such as how can everyone on the face of this planet experience this sense of peace, comfort, and satisfaction in their lives? How do I bring this awareness and understanding to everyone that I come in contact with? Is there a way that I can get the masses to take that inward journey of self reflection so that they too can become the best versions of themselves as well? Which leads me to my point, and that is, what is our perception of self help? What do we define it as? Is it every man or woman for themselves? Or is it centered in the collectiveness of humanity? By you becoming the best version of yourself, will it then have a ripple effect in everyone on the planet? Now, see, I think that traditionally we view self help as something that is more so geared towards and only beneficial to us on an individual level, such as I'm going to become better in order to accomplish a certain goal or task, or going to the gym to get into the best shape of your life before you hit a certain age. Maybe you opt out for having a spa day, reading a good book, getting out into nature, or simply planning a spiritual retreat of some kind. How about the age old point of view? You are becoming better in order to attract the man or woman of your dreams, right along with the most prominent career of your dreams that just so happens to come along with that magnificent 4 or 5 bedroom house. You know, the one that has the cozy fireplace as soon as you step foot into the living room. It has the 24 karat gold chandelier hanging over your black spiral staircase just before you swing your awe inspiring French doors open. Yeah, that one. Okay, so maybe that is my dream house. I will admit that. But the fact of the matter is that has always been used as a means to assist us in obtaining our true desires while scratching things off our bucket list. In essence, it's sort of been a give and take or a hate and love relationship for some of us. I will evolve. In return, I will receive this. Or I don't necessarily like that. So I'm going to exchange it for something more suitable to my liking. But do we really know the true benefits of self care, such as having longevity, having the risk of dying be reduced by 29 to 36% simply by exercising 2 to 8 hours per week, having reduced stress levels, having an improved immune system, increased productivity, and higher self esteem? I think that everyone should experience these benefits, don't you? And that is why I would like for us to view the self care concept a tad bit differently. So, remember back in the days when a woman would give birth to a beautiful, healthy baby at the hospital? She and her husband would take the baby home. Everyone would come and gather around to witness the new bundle of joy. You would have the grandmothers, the aunties, and sometimes the uncles, depending on how tight knit the family was. But everyone came and gave a helping hand to the brand new parents. I mean, they all treated it like it was a regular 9 to 5. Everybody took on different shifts. The first person in line would take the morning shift, of course. The second in line would take the midday shift because those naps were essential for new parents. And finally, you will have a good old grandma come and bring it on home because she had to get her naps in during the day as well. But everyone gave a concerted effort in helping bringing peace, balance, and a sense of wholeness back to the family. Fast forward to today, and you have a vast amount of parents that are using daycare centers as a form of help. And trust me, I completely understand. People have to work. And some people just don't have that strong family unit that was so prevalent once upon a time. And hey, you have to do what's best for you and your family. So let me be clear. I am not in any way, shape, form, or fashion saying that there's a problem with the approach that we currently have regarding self care. It is the initial journey that connects this all together. However, I am saying let's expand that one idea or approach and make it more universally beneficial to the collective, also known as humanity. Remember that saying, teach one, lead one? Or one of my favorites from PBS, no child left behind. But in this case, it's going to be no divine soul left behind. I want you to imagine this with me. What if we took what I would like to call the big mama approach for how we view self care? What would happen if we shifted our perception from self help being a more individualized concept to it becoming a more collective or holistic concept or approach? Can I take you on a little journey, a class field trip, if you will, just to give you an insight as to what it could look like if we took a 180-degree turn or approach and allowed our self care to become self care for all, or allow our very own greatness to become everyone's greatness. Now, what I mean by that is we are all aware of how one's self care routine can be beneficial to us all, such as brushing your teeth. Okay, now, sure, it's beneficial for your overall hygiene. It is also vital for everyone else around you. Therefore, it is a two for one or a win win situation for everyone involved. Now, I know that that scenario is very small compared to things on a grander scale, of course, but I wanted to start off with something that I know that we can all agree on that's beneficial to us all. Now, that is the approach that I believe we have to transition to as a society and a collective. Just to give you a little backdrop as to how I came to have this idea, I can remember when I first began my self healing journey. Honey, it was a tad bit shaky at first. And I would have to tell myself silently and occasionally out loud that I was a work in progress. Because we all know that any form of change can be a little unsettling at first. But I kept on running a race, knowing that it was not a 4x4 or a 4x1 like I used to run back in high school, but that this thing here was a marathon instead. During those times, the one consistency that I began to notice was minute changes in just about everyone that I came in contact with. More people would let me know that they too were either on a self healing journey as well or that they were thinking about starting one. So it got me to thinking, what if by me becoming the best version of myself and or a group of people doing the exact same thing, will it then have a ripple effect on everyone on the planet? However, I do propose that with the understanding of our very own initial self-care, self-healing journey, that it should only be viewed as the beginning phase or an extension to a more expansive journey, which consists of everyone, in which someone is always being used as a catalyst to help the next person evolve in some way, allowing everyone to benefit from just one person becoming their best self to it becoming a service to humanity. The new concept or benefits of self care can go as follows. By you showing up differently, it will allow for you to be laser focused on the many different tasks that you have at hand, especially those that have a connection with people. So let's say that you're a nurse. By you taking the time for self care, it will allow for you to be more productive and efficient, which will lead to better care being given to your patients. If you have children, it will allow you to be firmly present in their lives, which will have tremendous benefits overall. It will have the same effect on your spouse, your family, and your friends. It will trickle down to everyone and in every aspect of your life. Ultimately, by you taking the time for self care, it will have a profound effect on everyone that you come in contact with. Becoming our best self, mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally, we can then set the tone for others to follow and imitate until they find their way on their journey. And in return, they will become the hope for the hopeless and help inspire others. Another point I would like to make is that it will allow for us to elevate our mind, body, and soul while helping us to step into our fullest potential and use our natural born gifts and talents, which doesn't just only benefit us, but it benefits the world simply by us sharing them. Lastly, it will help you to shift the perspective in the choices that you make, such as planting new trees, giving back to Mother Earth, becoming more environmentally friendly. It can change down to your eating habits, to the way that you shop, and also how you choose to donate and give back with your time and energy to certain causes and organizations. Just think what would happen if we could all adopt the idea that life isn't just all about us, but that it is about humanity as a whole and take a more oneness approach to life and to the world. Be the inspiration that we wish to see and allow that to gain momentum and become the new norm. Then we could start to see what it could look like if not only did we better ourselves, but was very intentional about bettering the world. So, what is going to be your self care routine that helps to start the change in the world? Will it be adding mindfulness meditation to your self care practice so that you are able to be laser focused on your goals while also being aware that you are serving humanity in one single act? You can also infuse a little intention setting to amplify this power. By you focusing on becoming the best version of yourself while holding the space and intention for someone else to become theirs is a very powerful tool to use. One thing that is tried and true that I will recommend everyone do here today is to find your passions, find your talents, your gifts, find the true essence of your soul and embody that and share yourself and your findings with the world. It could have a greater impact than you could ever imagine. So, regardless of what you choose to do, always be the unapologetic masterpiece that you were created to be. Be brave, be bold, and have the courage to lift up as many souls as you can along the way. Thank you.